you can use it, it just has a lot of vibration. It's very uncomfortable. It's noisy, it's loud.
Rotary tools, and why you shouldn't use them on your nails or clients' nails. The hardware store is not a nail supply. While there are tools readily available, not all of them should be used on people. Quick concepts: torque and brushed versus brushless. First, torque is defined as the result of a force on an area or beam that causes a rotation or twist. Torque is not RPM, or rotations per minute. Torque is not a selling point. RPM is. It's the rotational force that gets the car moving. Once rotation is achieved, torque can drop off. In math and engineering, torque has a direction and a convention. Right-handed people rule the world, so you take your right hand, point your thumb up, and curl your fingers. In engineering convention, this is the positive direction. This is considered forward on an eFile or drill. If I use a handpiece as a beam, a downward force moves the handpiece in the direction of my fingers. From the view of the handpiece, down the barrel, this moves the eFile bit in forward. Following the same convention, a force from the opposing direction is reverse, for lefties. That doesn't mean the bit will cut product. Most bits are meant for righties and forward. These 5-in-1 tapered bits cut for both righties and lefties in both directions. Links are below. Second, brushed DC motor versus brushless eFiles. This is a brushed motor eFile. They're inexpensive and readily available. Motor torque will not adjust to resistance and can stall. They're loudish, hot, and wear down quickly. This is a brushed motor. Wear is caused by the commutator in the motor rubbing against the carbon brushes, which actually can cause an odor. This is a brushless eFile. They're very expensive, ranging from $150 to almost $400. Motor torque will increase and adjust to external resistance to maintain speed based on computerized data. Low noise at max speed, slimmer handpiece, low heat, and longer lasting as there are no brushes for the commutator to rub. There's no rubbing parts, there's no smell, and it's very modern. With that out of the way, this is a Model 395 Dremel Rotary tool. It contains a brush motor, variable speed switch, and vents along the housing to prevent overheating. Mine actually has a hook added so that I can hang the drill up when I use a flex shaft. This part is called the collet. It can be loosened to allow the insertion of bits. Some people try to get around the handpiece size by using a flexible shaft. To rotate, the flex shaft is attached to the rotary tool and is filled with grease for frictionless movement. There is no motor in the shaft. The motor is on the tool. The problem with this is the shaft is only going to spin freely if the flex shaft is held at a certain radius. If it's bent, it's going to grind against its housing and heat up, which is why you have to hang the tool. And to remove the bit, I need to loosen the collet holder each time with a wrench. Now this nail machine looks pretty familiar. The pedal acts as a variable speed resistor or potentiometer to reduce the flow of electricity to change the drill speed. I don't care what anyone says, this isn't an eFile. Please don't use it on people. This is one rebrand of a popular brushed eFile on Amazon. It has a large forward-reverse rocker switch. The switch is meant to change the direction of electricity so the motor torques in the reverse. The lack of a neutral is common for brushed motors. Here we have the handpiece attachment and speed knob. This is a rebrand of a popular brushless drill from iGel Beauty bought during their 60% sale. At 60% off, it was $150. Like the other drill, it has a handpiece jack, a forward reverse switch with their neutral, although I prefer a bar switch. The lowest speed is 3,000 RPM as well. In conclusion, the hardware store is not a nail supply. If you're going to do eFile, at least do it right. Beginners can use a popular Amazon rebrand drill. It's actually cheaper than most rotary tools. If you go to Amazon, the selection is awesome, but also try to avoid tools with no motor box. They're just trash. I recommend what I've used that works. Links are below in the description. They're about $20 more expensive than when I got them, but that's just 2020 for you. Anyways, I hope this video has helped you to avoid the hardware store entirely. Thank you for watching. Links and image credits are below in the description.